Welcome back. The Urban League of Eastern Massachusetts has been enriching the lives of people living in the greater Boston area for over 100 years. One of its primary goals is to provide skills training classes and workshops to help the unemployed or underemployed. Joining me now to talk about some of those enrichment opportunities is William Watkins, the Urban League's Director for Workforce Development, and Jaden Soberanis, who took part in the League's Summer Youth Learn and Earn internship programs. Thank you for joining us. First up, William, if you would, let's talk about this internship program. How can young people get involved, and what types of organizations have taken place?
Well, we look for outstanding young people in our community to get involved with our programming. All they have to do is reach out to the Urban League right there in Roxbury. I've been there for close to 30 some odd years in Roxbury, and we've been in Massachusetts for over 100 years. But just reach out to the Urban League, and we can connect them with one of our partners. Jaden is working with the Boys and Girls Club. We have Triad Veterans, Score for More, Concerned Black Men of Massachusetts. So we have some great partnerships, and it wouldn't take place if it wasn't for the generosity of DCR, the Department of Conservation and Recreation.
Okay, so Jaden, let's ask you more about the program that you worked on this summer. Tell us about the experience.
So I've been working with the kids, and we usually do different activities every day. So it's really fun getting to work with them, because usually I'm working with kids like just playing basketball, but here I get to work with kids doing different activities, like going to the social rec room where they'll play different board games, going to the art room where they'll do different activities, doing different art activities, and then going to the tech room where they'll do different computer activities, so on and so on, just different activities.
How does it make you feel to work with young people, and what kind of reaction do they get from being with you?
I really like working with them, because I just like to see the joy in their faces when I can make a little joke with them, or just see them, help them do it, whatever they have to do. Like this week we were doing math, and I just felt good helping them with their questions.
Yeah, and seeing their eyes light up when they get the right answer, right? So William, most internships are for college-age students who receive court credit, but this program's a little different, right?
Yes, we wanted to focus on those young people who are in high school. A lot of our high schools don't have a career path program in them, so we wanted to make sure during those summer breaks they're able to go through a transformative leadership program, along with some mentoring from some of our great leaders in our community, such as Andrea Swain over at the Boys and Girls Club, along with others.
But the big difference is, instead of course credit, they get
they get a check.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's very important, especially for young people. It also helps them to understand how to manage their money early on. And so we want to make sure that they understand that the work they do is beneficial not only to the person, as you just heard from Jaden, but also to themselves in the end.
So how many people took part in the program this past summer?
We have 12 individuals that are taking part in the program this summer.
Okay, Jaden, how do you think this opportunity will help you in the future?
I think it just gives me like the already early experience of just working with different people with different strengths, and I think that would just benefit to the real world when you're working with different other people, and you'll have to work together to do stuff, and I think that's where I really learned to do that here. Okay,
great. And William, I want to ask you about another project that the ULEM is involved in, ULEM Studios. Tell us about that.
Oh, absolutely.
And why the Urban League sees opportunities in the film industry.
Well, Karen, you know, it's not many of us who are behind the scenes being the creators of a lot of this content. You can name probably a handful on one hand, the Spike Lees of the world and so on and so forth, but we're trying to create a pipeline for a city line and other programming in and around the city, be it for movie, commercial. We have alumni right now who are doing marketing work with Converse, doing some work with also as a assistant program production worker. So there's a lot of opportunities here we see, especially in the media, in the arts.
And so you would say that this program has already logged in some early successes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know, right now we're planning our second cycle, but we're looking for, you know, some strong supporters financially to help us to launch the next cohort of individuals. But we see that here in Massachusetts, you have a lot of movies coming to Massachusetts. One of the things that we're lacking is that we don't have enough black and brown who have the skills to do it. But you know, if we're given an opportunity, we put a little special sauce on it, right? So we're looking to really make Ulam Studios really something big and special here in Massachusetts, where we can be a part of a lot of the production that's going on.
And so with the early success, as you've said, you want to make it a permanent feature. What do you need to make the Ulam Studios a permanent part of your programming?
Well, there's three things, and it's called, we call it the 3 T's: time, talent, and treasure. You know, we need the time of individuals like yourself and others who have the ability to share their skills and experience and talent with young artists and innovators. Also, you know, we look at the time, just giving of that time to those individuals to be a part of something that is really special from getting that experience. And in the treasure, of course, sponsorships, people being able to individual sponsorships or corporate sponsorships will help a long way. And when we look at, you know, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we've seen a lot of companies put out their banners to say, hey, you know, we want to do something. Well, the Urban League has something for you to do.
Okay. William Watkins, thank you for being here. Jaden, thank you. Good luck to you in the future. And count me in. I'll be happy to come down and help out.
All right.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
very good. Thanks, everybody, for watching today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Cityline 5. And you can follow me on Twitter at Karen Holmes Ward. Have a great afternoon. Take care.